And believe it or not, we can actually add a video to our app in just 2 lines of code. So let's find out how we do it. So we'll click our usual new project. I'll call it video demo. And the usual default options. Now, obviously, to embed a video into your app, you need a video to start with. So in the next lecture, there's a link to download just a demo video, but you can use any MP4 file. Android usually will be able to play it, but if it can't, then just use the one linked in the next lecture. So let's jump over to our video demo. Here we are. So we need to put our video in a place where Android can access it. And the usual place is in the res folder. So what I'm going to do is control click or right click on the res folder and then reveal in Finder. That will probably be Windows Explorer if you're on Windows. And then within the res folder, you've got a bunch of those default folders. We need to create a new one. So create a new folder. In the usual way on Windows, you can do it right clicking in Windows Explorer and then raw. So this is for raw data like video. So I'm just going to open up the desktop in a new tab, and this is where I've downloaded that video from. You can, as I say, use any video, but this one should work. And then we're going to go into that res folder, into the raw subfolder, and then just drag that file in. So there it is. And then we can see the raw folder up here. It should update pretty quickly. And within there, we should now have our video. There it is. If for any reason it doesn't update, you should be able to synchronize to force it to update. So now we've got our video. It's just a matter of adding it to our app. So let's get rid of our hello world and then scroll down our palette to, there we go, the video view. Well named. So we just drag that in. I'm going to go for a good old full screen video view. There it is. That's all you need. Take a note of the ID. So the default is video view with a capital V, second V. And then all we need to do is assign our demo video to that video view. And we'll do that in the onCreate method. So our assignment will happen as soon as the app is run. So the first line of code, we just get the video view. So video view, and I'll call it video view, and just our usual process of converting to a video view. And we're going to find it by ID, resources.id.video view. So now that we've found our video view, we just assign the video to it. And we do that using videoView.setVideoPath. Makes sense? Now this bit is not necessarily obvious because we have to get the correct path. But as long as you get this right, it'll be fine. So we use Android.resource, and then we use colon and double slash there. So a bit like a web address, but instead of www, we've got Android.resource. That's where we're getting our file from. And then we use get package name to get the name of the package, because that forms part of the path. In my case, I could just use video demo. That's all the package name is. But if you put get package name, then if for any reason you change the package later on, then this will update automatically. And also, if you've chosen a different name for your package, then this will work regardless of what the actual package name is. And then we add a second slash, or a third slash, sorry, for our path. And the final bit is the actual file that we want, which is resources.raw.demo video. So a slightly long path, but hopefully that all kind of makes sense as to where it might come from. And then all we need is video view start. That's it. Who said adding video to an app was complicated? There are a few things missing, I have to say, from this. So we've got our video, but we won't have any video controls. So this will just play the video and nothing else. So when we've just checked that this is working, we'll add some controls to it. You should bear in mind as well that running video on the simulator is not great. I've had quite a few crashes, and especially if you don't have a lot of RAM on your PC, you could find that it crashes a lot and possibly doesn't even work. So you can always run it on a real device if you want to test it out and you're having problems with the emulator. So here we go. Here's our video, and there it is. There's the beginning of it. And fantastic. So that's playing the video. Doesn't look great, but again, it would look much better on a real device. So now all we do is just add the controls to our video, and we do that using a media controller. So first of all, let's create a media controller. There it is. We'll call it media controller. And it's going to be a new media controller. And to define our controller, we need what's called the session, which is a combination of the context and the session ID. Don't worry too much about all of that. We get it with the keyword this. So this will give us the session which we need to define our media controller. Now you'll likely get an error, but don't worry, that's just because we have to import the media controller widget. So widget and then media controller. Now I've got an issue there because we've got two different media controllers imported. I would definitely go for android.widget.media controller. That's definitely the one that works for me. And then we just have to attach our new media controller to our video view. And we do that using media controller set anchor view. And the view that we want to anchor our video controller to is video view. So the video view becomes the anchor view for the media controller. And then we set it up the other way around as well. So we take video view and we set the media controller to media controller. So we've kind of synced things up both ways. We've set the view for the controller to the video view, and we've set the controller for the video view to the media controller. And again, that's all it is. It's super simple. So let's just run that. And we should now find that not only have we got the video, but we've got our video controls as well. And this will show us how far along in the video. It will allow us to scrub backwards and forwards, as well as start, stop, pause, etc. Here we go. So here's our video player. You can see when I tap now, those are the controls that pop up. So there's our video, and I tap, and we've got the controls. They do disappear after a few seconds. You tap again to bring them back up, and we can pause, we can go backwards and forwards, etc. So really simple way to add a video to your app in just a few lines. Now you can also add online video here. So if you've got a MP4 file or something that's hosted on a server somewhere, you can access that, and that will actually get streamed to your app. Now there are lots of problems with that and the emulator, however, so I haven't actually been able to get that working on the emulator, but it's just a matter of adding the full path there, so HTTP and then whatever the rest of the link is, and then you'd need to run that on a real device. Now for video, that's as far as we're going to go. In the next video, we're going to move on to look at audio, which uses a very similar system. But with audio, we're going to spend a bit more time looking at how we can customize the controls, work with volume, and just have more control over the setup. We'll do that in the next video. I'll see you there.